How's everybody doing? Last one? Almost. So I'm Molly Burke with Cycle Connect. We offer asset financing for smallholder farmers throughout Uganda. And it's been pretty nice to be on a college campus over the past week because that is where my journey begins. And when I was in college, I became friends with another Ugandan student, and he grew up in a remote part of Uganda, and he would speak about the power of bicycles and how bicycles can have a tremendous impact. And I think, like many of us here, I was intrigued, but I didn't fully understand, and I couldn't conceptualize it until I went to Uganda. And I was able to learn that a bicycle isn't necessarily about point A to point B. It's about people like Okidi Robert, who's one of the 8 million smallholder farmers living in poverty in Uganda. And Okidi lives 20 miles from the nearest town. And when I met him in 2014, he didn't have a bicycle. He couldn't afford one. And so he had to walk hours in order to trade his good from the farm. And he would have to walk hours to the nearest health clinic. And he would have to make gut-wrenching decisions, such as when his child would get sick, he would have to decide, do I walk with him to the nearest health clinic and risk something along the way, or do I take a motorcycle taxi, get there, and not know if I can afford the treatment because I had to spend it on the taxi? If Okidi wants to be able to invest in a bicycle or invest in his farm, he's got two options. He can either go to friends and family, perhaps a community savings group, but he's probably only going to be able to borrow $10, $20, and then have to repay it over 3 months. That's not really an option. So his other option is going to microfinance or banks. As a smallholder farmer living in a deep rural area, he's not going to qualify. And if he does qualify, then he's going to have to put up his land as collateral. Okidi's stuck. Okidi wants to invest, but he doesn't have the options. And that is why Cycle Connect offers what we do. Our complete solution is specifically focused on assets to help smallholder farmers invest in their land and their productivity. And so we research and we test products that will increase their income and their productivity. And then we offer training for it. So we're looking at providing comprehensive training to get them to have the best utilization of that particular asset. We offer it on a financing plan. So these are farmer-centric financing terms built specifically for those living in the deep rural areas. And we go to the last mile. We go to the deep rural areas to meet our customers where they are at. We do this because we are entirely focused on getting smallholder farmers out of extreme poverty in Uganda and subsequently beyond into neighboring regions. One of the things that we noticed is that the problem is bigger than just lack of access to transportation, and that we heard from clients like Okidi that they wanted other products also paid back over time. And we saw that there's vast inefficiencies throughout the entire agricultural supply chain. People are hand-tilling their land, they don't have access to irrigation, we know the market access is an issue, and then talk about the post-harvest loss. We saw that the issue was bigger, but we saw this as an opportunity, and so we expanded. We rose up to the challenge. And so that's why today we do offer bicycles, because that is critical market access, to allow them to triple the times that they go to the market. But we also offer things like oxen and plow, so that they can double the amount of acres that they have, but also reduce it from 3 weeks to hand-till your land to 3 days and optimize the rain and thus improve your yields. We have motorcycles, we have ag processing to be able to enable that post-harvest sale. So somebody like Okidi has gotten 2 bicycle loans, 2 oxen and plow loans, and has increased his income. And with that, he's able to invest in better housing, better health care, better education for his children, and also recycle capital to further invest in his farm or any other businesses as an entrepreneur, as a farmer. We have an innovations team that's focused on new product development. How can we add more to our portfolio and continue to service the supply chain? To date, We've dispersed over 5,000 loans and have impacted more than 25,000 Ugandans. We've seen average growth in income per asset of $500, and we're doing a great job with over a 95% repayment rate. That rate makes us confident. Our results allow us to feel great about the next few years where we're growing in terms of clients, we're growing in products, we're growing in region, and we're growing in overall portfolio revenue as we invest in products like oxen and plow, like motorcycles to fuel the growth. So in order to do that, by June 2020, we're fundraising. We're looking at grants and donations of $650,000 and working capital with debt of $450,000. As a nonprofit social enterprise, we have a strong track record of being able to bring in grants and donations. And so therefore, we're 70% of the way there and looking for a remaining $200,000 to invest in back-end systems, talent development, innovations department. And the working capital will, of course, go to our portfolio to fuel that growth that we're focused on. We're already in due diligence for $150,000. This directly translates to growth of doubling our client numbers so people like Okiti can continue to get the agricultural assets that they need to be more productive. But in turn, what it also means is that we're more efficient. We're reducing the cost per client, which allows us to service more loans, and we're also tripling the amount of the social return on investment. So for each dollar coming in, we're able to put out more for increased income for our farmers. So you have an opportunity to join us, our partners, our teams, and you have an opportunity to be able to allow thousands of more farmers to have this growth and productivity. Thank you.